पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We had seen the Shanti mantra, and in the Shanti mantra, this Shanti mantra you heard was telling about the nature of the self. And second thing this Shanti mantra told was the mithyatva of the Jagat. So Brahmatmaikya Bodh was the number 1 point, and number 2 point was Jagat Mithyatva. By the second line, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. If we will have time, we will see something more. This Shanti mantra comes in the Shukla Yajurveda, in Ishavasya Upanishad. This Shanti mantra comes in the beginning. But in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it does not come in the beginning. It comes in the beginning of 5th chapter. So, and there the commentary of Bhagavan Bhashyakar is there. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, the 3 Shanti, you heard it is Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik and Adhyatmik. All the disturbances of the world, imagine their genius, can be clubbed into 3 categories only. Either it is Adi Bhautik, means the natural sources of calamity like earthquake, rain. This flood had come, the flood which stopped the camp also. So this is Adi Daivik Ashanti. It is from Devatas. Adi Bhautik Ashanti is through human beings, close by people, around. Adhyatmik Ashanti is through our mind and sometimes to the body also. So 3 places of Ashanti is there. Supposing somebody in the house is not well and therefore you could not do sadhana, this is Adi Bhautik Ashanti. Supposing your body itself is not well, then this was Adhyatmik Ashanti. Supposing my mind is very disturbed, this is Adhyatmik Shanti. So these are various Ashanti, and the prayer is to quieten these 3 factors of our life. So we saw that this was the Tattva Pradhan Shanti mantra. Very less Shanti mantras are like that. And at the end of our talk or the pravachan, we chant this, because at the end of the pravachan this Purnata should be there. This end, at the end, baseless. At the end of the pravachan, this Purnata should be there. Therefore we say Purnamada. It is a reminder. Reminder of the whole Vedantic pravachan should be this only. I hope you have understood it. I already took time in making it clear. You have to write it and submit it. Let me make it clear. There was confusion. So please write it and you can submit so that I will find out whether it is clear or not, or I need to give some more attention to it. Now I am coming on to the text now, straight away. You have heard the structure of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. If you remember, there were 3 divisions. Every division had two chapters, and in the 2 chapters there are sections called Brahmanas. Let me come to the first chapter. So, first division was called Madhu Brahman Madhu Kand or Updesh Kand. Second was Muni Kand or Upapatti Kand. And third was Khil Kanda or Upasti Kand भी बोलते हैं. Now, talking about that Brahman, so Upadesh. So what is meaning of Upadesh Kand? Upadesh means the teaching to reveal the Brahman. The teaching to reveal the Brahman, the nature of the Brahman. Why to reveal the nature of the Brahman? Why to reveal the nature of the Brahman? Because our problem is sansar. Remember yesterday I was telling about who is a samsari, illogical, erratic, uncertain, insecure movement of I. You remember last class? Yesterday I think. That is called samsari. That is constantly moving, not from one mood to another mood, but this is one birth to another birth. I'll give you another way of sansari also. One who accepts the fruits of action. You must have heard in Gita, do your actions, don't expect the fruit of action. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashreha. Completed. Karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti sa. What is the meaning of samsari? Samsari means who has the compulsion to become sukhi and dukhi. Who has the compulsion to become sukhi and dukhi. Means what? That joy and sorrow may be at a situational level. One who brings the joy and sorrow at an eye level, and then again, there may be situation of sorrow, situation of joy. But one who brings that at the eye level, who has a abhiman of aham sukhi and aham dukhi, is called samsari. Well, so what? It is so natural to have aham dukhi. So I am happy, I am sad. What is wrong has become natural now. Phal means in Sanskrit pratiphalati iti phalam. That sukh and dukh is reflected in the eye as maya. Again, sorrow and joys are in the mind, it's a thought. But some eye is catching it. That is called pratiphalati iti phalam. Got my point? Eye is not of the nature of sorrow and joy. You saw in the morning that eye was number one, sarvyapi, second, nitya, third, sarvgat, fourth, chetan, fifth, avikari, sixth, nirakar. It can't accept the sorrow and joy. So aham sukhi, it is sukh swarup, but it is not a holder of any sorrow and joy. One who holds the sorrow and joy and says this, I am happy because, who relates with some person and people is called Jeev I. He is my. Now, he is my will not be said by that I. She is my. So one who possesses sorrow and joy, one who relates with the Maya, relates means possesses, is called samsari. And when after relating with the Maya, it makes itself very happy, very sad, aham sukhi, aham dukhi. Got my point? So one who is a traveler in sukh and dukh is called Jeev. Or he don't know when it will become sad and how long sadness will continue. Who has given the power of attorney to the world to make him sad and happy. So you say this situation can make me sad and can make me very happy. Somebody can make me very angry. Somebody can make me very sad. If this, God forbid, this happens, I cannot live. Or I think I will die. One who uses such statements very convincingly, I was born, I will die, I have grown up, I have aged, I have become older, or I have become youth now. I was very sad last night. Morning I became very happy. But again 9 o'clock I was very angry. One who uses such a statement, one who uses the world to define itself, it does not have its own definition. Got my point? Who are you? I am the husband, or I am the wife, or I am the son, or I am the daughter, or I am the engineer. One who uses somebody else to define, and my sorrow and joy is defined by my prarabdha. He is called samsari. So he is totally buffeted by the sorrow, by the prarabdha and by the world. You know, I was saying yesterday, there are 5-6 stages. One is who lives at the situational level. Other is the satkarm level. One who's totally a victim of situation. Well, how will be my day? Well, that depends. That depends, I don't know. People use such words. He spoiled my life. This person spoiled my life. Achha. What life is spoiled? If you say somebody spoiled my life, these statements, let us see. What do you mean to say? Did he spoil your situation? Yes. Achha. It was your situation. Yes. He spoiled my life. What I feel, that person could make his dukhi I quite permanent. This person did something. He created one sad I, and that sad I was quite long term now. I can't forget that now. It is now forever. I have to live with it, people say. I live with it. Raho phir aap. One who says, I have nothing to do with this life, and one who says, I have nothing to do with this person, it is just one shadow appearing on me, is Jnani. So what ordinary person says, I am a human being with a spiritual mind. I am a spiritual human being. And what Vedanti will say, I am a pure spirit with humanness appearing on it. Oh, got my point. I am a pure self. I am not a spiritual person. I am a pure self on which incidental appearance of humanness is there in me. It will go away, it doesn't matter. Jnani will say, this body will go. They don't say this body will go. हम मर जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? He won't say like that. He said, if this illusion disappears, it doesn't matter. My birth, there is nothing called my birth. There is an illusion of one shape appearing on me. And the illusion of that shape goes, that is called death. So birth and death are incidental appearances on me. I am not born and I am not dying. Is it okay? What a contrast. हम लोग दिन में 10 बार मर जाते हैं. Somebody was having tea. बोले मर गए स्वामी जी. I said, what happened? बोले sugar is not there. After that, second time it so happened. Light went away. बोले फिर मर गए हम. So, this kind of samsari that we think we are, this is removed by Upadesh. This is removed by Upadesh. I hope you are clear. Upadesh about the nature of Brahman or self. Okay. And the process by which this is done is called Adhyarop Apavad. Now, why this process is used, I am going to tell that. Anything can be indicated by 5 things. Either you tell the name, either you tell the gun, either you tell the jati, either you tell the sambandh, or you tell the rudhi. Bole kyun? Why should I know this? If you don't know, then remain sansari then. Feel victimized. शौक है ना, ये शौक हो गया है हमारा. It has become very natural for us to become, world has given me, he gave joy, he is giving sorrow, he has troubled me. All these statements we should not use too much. Because anything you say, it becomes a reality after some time. Any false spoken for a long time will appear true to you. If you start lying, and on one thing you keep on lying, after some time you forget I am lying, you feel it is the truth. So I am very sad, I am very hurt, he gave me sorrow, I don't know how long he will trouble me. All these things don't. Keep the trouble away from self. Let it be at the external. He tried to trouble me, but I am not troubled. There is a big distance between the trouble and me. Okay. Now what this Upadesh is going to tell, is it okay? This Upadesh about, I'm entering the chapter now. I'm entering the first chapter and first section of that. But before that we need some background, otherwise you will get a jerk. So, why don't you tell about Atma now? What? You said, no, I am a spirit with the incidental appearance. What is that self and what is that spirit? The problem is, if any objective thing was there, I could have given it. Anything objective is known by 5 things. Again I will repeat, either by name. बोले ये कौन है? बोले ये रवि हैं, ये शशि हैं, ये सुरेश हैं. Second is called by jati. Jati doesn't mean caste in Sanskrit. Akar Vinga ka jati. Pashu Jati, Go Jati. So Jati means this is cow, this is horse, this is elephant, either by this. To the children you show, small child, see the elephant. Two. Third thing, it is recognized through gun, quality. He is a singer, he is a dancer. Gun. He is a very good person. He is a very, very bright student. 3 हो गया. Then Kriya. He is a cook. He is a driver. Then Sambandh. He is my father-in-law. She is my mother-in-law. He is my brother. Last was Rudhi. You say this is sun. Sun is called by sun, by that which shines like that is called sun. Traditionally something is said like that. Anything is known by these 5 ways. 5 या 6? चलिए 6 कर लेते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. नाम, जाति, क्रिया, नाम, जाति, गुण, क्रिया, संबंध, रूढ़ी. And therefore, objective science is easier to teach because you can say something has some quality. This chemical has such a quality. H2SO4. This is the quality of H2SO4. This is hydrochloric acid. Or this is the nature of the earth. This is the nature of the moon. When it comes to Atma, now new problem is started. It has no Naam. Why Naam is not there? Because Roop is not there. If anything doesn't have a form, how will you have a Roop? Naam. Now it has no Jati also. Because it has no shape. Third, it has no quality. Why not have any quality? Atma doesn't have any quality, no? Because every quality separates something. I said this is sweet, that means it is not sour. So moment you put a quality, it will be something different. And quality is dependent on something else. Now it can't have a kriya, it can't have action. Action requires that something is moving and changing. Sambandh requires other than that something is existing. And Rudi requires something is other than me. So all the introduction is possible only by something which can be objectified. Now how will you tell about the Atma which cannot be objectified? Is it clear? Becoming difficult. Even becomes difficult, don't worry. You keep on hearing, it will become easier. Now the method through which the Atma is revealed is called Adhyarop Apavad. Have you heard this name? Or you have not heard? Adhyarop Apavad. Not heard? Acha, so you have to hear that. Adhyarop means what? Superimposition. And apavad means desuperimposition. Superimposition and desuperimposition. Adhyarop and apavad. Adhyarop and apavad. So you superimpose something on someone. Only I have to pick up that person from the airport. Only that person is a short, he has bald, he has some pan to it. Here also pan is there or not? Maharashtra Pan is not there. Pan. In South also Pan is there. And what to say of UPMP? Well, that Pan person is the one. You know he is short, he is bald. His name is Suresh or his name is Umesh. But after you recognize him, and after he is not having any pan, supposing, you don't say, I don't recognize him because he is not having a pan. That was just a superimposition I had put. Morning you've met him, he came in your house, he said, I don't recognize Suresh because he is with pan. No, that was just a superimposition on him to recognize him. But after when you know well that he is the one whom is the officer here or he is our family member, then you know he is my uncle or whatever is there. So we are going to superimpose this on the self and then we are going to de-superimpose from the self. Is it okay? So what we'll be saying technically, Adhyarop apavadabhyam, complete, nishprapancham prapanchate. By this process of superimposition of, what is process of superimposition and de-superimposition? That which has no attribute that is clarified. Shishyanam sukbodhartham tattvajnaihi kalpitah karma. Okay. Revealing Brahman by this method is called Upadesh. Don't give the Upadesh means bada Upadesh de rahe hain, और Upadesh nahi hai. Don't give any Upadesh to me. Not that Upadesh we are talking about. Is it clear? Adhyarop apavadabhyam nishprapancham prapanchate shishyanam sukhbodhartham tattvajnaihi kalpita krama. So this is for easy appreciation. Otherwise, how will you know Atma? Well, that is white which is Atma. It has no quality. Kaise kare? Little understanding. Shishyanam sukhabodhartham. And therefore, there is something called Panchakosh Vivek. There is something called Pancha Tattva Vivek. There is something called Drishta Drish Vivek. You say Atma is Drishta, everything is Drishta. All this is superimposition on the self. There are 5 koshas you have heard. On the Atma, there are Panchakosh is there. Which are those Panchakosh? Anna mein, Pran mein, Manu mein, Vigyan mein, and Anand mein. And if you see the dialogue, that is the diagram, people get confused. They see one big circle is there, outermost. That is which kosh? Annamaya. Now, second one is the Pranamaya. Third one is the Manumaya, then Vigyanmaya, then Anandmaya. And in the center there is one small tennis kind of ball. And it is written as Atma. Bada acha laga bhai. Diagram is very good. And people take it literally. That Atma which is all pervading, how can it be inside the kosh? How can it be inside the kosh? It is all pervading Atma. Actually, kosh word comes from kush dhatu, to cover. Nothing can cover Atma. Because for covering, covered should be bigger than the covered. To cover this table, the tablecloth should be bigger than the surface of the table. So that Atma which is already all pervading, How can something more cover then? Then what shall I do? This is the technique expressed. So cover means what? As if because the Atma is identified with that Annamaya Kosh, that identification is called covering. It's not covered. It's not a physical covering. It's a intellectual misconception that I am this only. This is called covering. Is it okay? ऐसा नहीं कि हमको किसी ने कवर कर दिया. But it is an intellectual misconception that I am this particular body and not more. This is the covering by the Annamaya Kosh. This is called process of superimposition. So all 5 koshas will be said, this is covered, this is covered, this is covered. Actually, this is the process through which you go inside. I'll tell you. See, this is the hand. Which kosh? Annamaya Kosh. Theek? It is moving. That means Pranamaya Kosh is there. So, internal to the hand is the Pranamaya Kosh. Right? So, Pranamaya Kosh, because what is internal governs the external. Now, Pranamaya Kosh is there, desire must be there. Which Kosh? Manomaya Kosh. So, Manomaya Kosh is controlling the Pranamaya Kosh. Now, I am sure that nothing will be happening, therefore there is a Vijnanmaya Kosh behind the Manomaya Kosh. So, Vijnanmaya Kosh is governing this Manomaya Kosh. I have an impression of moving, and therefore there must be Anandamaya Kosh. Are you traveling inside? This is called superimposition. Now I say Atma is innermost. अब नई प्रॉब्लम आ गई. How Atma is innermost means what? Is Atma inside the heart somewhere? छोटी सी आत्मा हमारी, छोटी सी नन्ही मुन्नी बेचारी आत्मा हमारी. छोटी मोटी आत्मा, कोई बड़े आदमी थोड़ी नहीं. छोटी सी आत्मा रख ले, उसी से काम चला रहे हैं. Is that Atma inside somewhere? When it is said Atma is internal to all, that means it controls all. What does that mean? Atma is different than all the koshas. It is a process to disidentify from the koshas. Number 1 point. If Atma is different than all 5 koshas, what is different? It is not inside it. If I am different from the book, I am not inside the book. If I am different from the mic, I am not inside the mic. Getting the point? Difficult. If I am different from 5 koshas, that I am not inside the 5 koshas. Right? That means I am not inside the body. And if I am different from the mind, I am not inside the mind. Lo. And mind pervades all. That means I am not inside the world. Oh. This is a process of de-superimposition. First was superimposition. बड़ा अच्छा लगा था उस समय. We are very happy to see आत्मा यहीं पे कहीं है. आत्मा जो है यहीं कहीं है, छोटी सी कहीं. If it was there छोटी सी, it could be operated out. But in the body, either of the 5 elements will be there, 4 elements. Either it is earth element, water element, space, air element or fire element. If Atma was there, it could have been seen by medical people. बोले मिल गई इनकी आत्मा यहाँ पे फंस गई थी, निकाल लो इसको, बाद में डाल देंगे इसमें. Later on I'll keep back the आत्मा. इनकी आत्मा दूसरे में डाल देंगे, उनके में 2 आत्मा आ गए. When bhoot pret is there, some people have 2 atma in them, 3 atma. इनके में एक और, इनकी आत्मा में ये ले ली. When we don't understand Vedanta properly, by the proper guidance, this is the problem. All these processes are called adhyarop and apavad. You are saying something. When we were small children, supposing we used to lie down and eat. So our parents used to say, you will become crocodile. You are so afraid, who will become crocodile? Okay. Don't eat like that. It was just a way, don't eat like that. That was adhyarop. After that, if somebody is on the deathbed or he is sick and he is eating, doesn't mean he will become crocodile. It was just a way to remove that bad habit. And therefore now, to know about that self, we will use adhyarop apavad. This word should be familiar. Okay. So don't get afraid by these technical Sanskrit words. They are very beautiful words. They communicate a lot. More than English words, they communicate a lot. So I will not hesitate to use certain words from time to time, because I feel you are little advanced students of Vedanta. Brihadaranyaka is meant for little advanced students of Vedanta.